Hey there kids, it's me, Safari Sam, and today we got some good old stuff. We got an actual animal on set today. Probably shouldn't have phrased it that way. It is dead. It is a specimen. It is not live. Sorry. Live animals often require like permits and you gotta pay wranglers. I could be the wrangler, but you know how it be. But yeah, we got a fun little fella for you today, and I think you're gonna like to meet him. Today, we're looking at seahorses, and I just happen to have a little seahorse of a fella right here. Isn't that a neat little specimen? Yeah, it's kind of like mummified, I guess, but this is a real seahorse. It is a corpse. I am holding a corpse. Logan Paul style, right in front of you here. A Logan Paul joke still funny? The seahorse you see before you is actually just one of 46 different known species of seahorse. There's so much of the ocean left to explore that, you know, there could be 1,000 more and we just not know it, you know? There are a few alternate names for the seahorse. You can call it a seahorse, hyphenated, or seahorse with a space in it. You know, whichever. They are part of the genus Hippocampus. You know, the kind of seahorse creatures from, you know, Greek mythology. Yeah. It's named after those little fuckers, which is pretty cool. And you can see why it's called a seahorse. The neck and head, they look so horse-like. I mean, the rest of the body's odd, like these weird upright fish. Like, can you think of another upright fish like this? I sure can't. But yeah, you can definitely see why people think it's a horse. It's very regal, like a horse, as well. You know? Very interesting little fuckers, if you ask me. Now, take note of all the ridges here. It's actually a type of bony armor, which is very neat. And its tail is actually prehensile, which means it can, you know, kind of control it, move it around, like we can our fingers and stuff like that. And it can use its tail to grab things, like it can grab onto coral or a plant and hang off it, you know? Or it can grab onto a mate for some business. You know, everyone likes the business. Wish I could get some business. Now, if you want to go seahorse spotting, they're very commonly found in shallow, kind of tropical or temperate salt water. Really just all around the world, you know? You can find these little fools everywhere. They like to live in shelter, which they can grasp with their tail, like seagrass beds, coral reefs, mangroves, estuaries, etc. I also really just want to point out that some are called Hippocampus erectus, and, you know, erection, like it's because they're straight up like this, you know, very odd way for a fish to be, but also because their dicks get real hard. Now, here's something crazy, that usually the strange fact that people know about seahorses is about reproduction. So, the male actually has a pouch on his tum-tum. It's ventral, you know, front-facing. You know, it can be either of those, it can be side of the tail. See, like we got a male specimen here. There's the pouch. You can clearly see the little, like he's got his vagina right there. His little male gina, his boy gina, his bussy. So what happens is, when they mate, the female seahorse pumps like 1,500 eggs into the male. Normally it's the male pumping something into the lady. Not me though. The prostitutes say that my money's no good there, you know, anymore. No crack house will take me. No crack whore will take me. I'm depressed. So, you know, the male's going to keep the eggs in there for like 9 to 45 days until those babies just shoot on out fully developed. I mean, not fully grown, but fully developed. Like, they won't be this size. He's not giving birth to, like, 1,500 full-sized seahorses. God, can you imagine that? I can. It's kind of hot. But, yeah, they just come out as little tiny babies. Little babies. And then if it's during the breeding season, the male will mate again, like, within hours. Days at most. Unless, of course, he's unfuckable like me. You know, Jerry was able to secure me a seahorse, but I wish he would have got me a seahore instead. Alright, best boy, you don't need to fucking stare at me like that. Seahorses like this one will often court each other for several days, which is very romantic for a fish. You know, I prefer my courtships to be like 2 hours at a bar, a quick nut, and then like just bounce. That's kind of what I'd prefer. But, you know, the seahorses, they really get into it. They're not monogamous or anything. As I said, they can mate, you know, with another partner very quickly. But, I mean, these little fuckers can go at it. They're like the rabbits of the sea. They really go hard. Rock hard. I just love how they swim like this. They legit just swim like this. You know, they got their little fins and they just kind of kick forward. They're just such a unique creature, not only in the ocean, not only among fish, but just among the animal kingdom, period. It's easily one of the most unique creatures on the planet. I got a lot of respect for the seahorses, which, you know, I mean, that's really fucking hard to get from me, because I don't respect a single human on the goddamn planet, but I respect these little fuckers. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for our little seahorse friends here. If you would like to support the show so that we can get more specimens to show you and, you know, educate you on, I will very happily take those donations in the B3 Productions Patreon. There will be a link in the description to that, and links to lots of other garbage that you can find in the link tree, but none of that's really relevant to me specifically. That's more B3 shit. But I mean, like, we have some specimens that are just like, you know, part of mine and B3's personal collections, but if you want the show to keep going, we're going to need more, and we're also going to need the money to go lots of places. Like, there's a zoo and an aquarium a couple hours from here. You know, we could make stuff there at museums. There's a lot of content that we could do. We just need money so that we can go out and do it and buy the materials we need and get access to the places where animals and shit are. So if you could support us on Patreon, that would be an incredible help. Next time, I don't want to do another animal specimen. Maybe I'll do a mineral, could do another fossil. You know, we got a lot of different things we can do, but it's pretty limited, because once we do them, we can't just do them again. We need your support. But that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. My little seahorse friend and I are just going to get out of here, and we'll see you all next time. Come on, Jerry, don't be like that. You couldn't have got us one live seahorse? You couldn't have got us just one little live seahorse, Jerry. I know the show has no fucking budget, because my paycheck is like nothing. I'm renting my asshole to the mob, Jerry. Yeah, just get me a fucking live animal, or give me access to a place with live animals, or I quit.